you decide that a song is done? And when do you decide whether or not you're gonna share it? I mean, as a beginner, this can be difficult, and if you're independent and you don't have a band or a label telling you when it's ready, when it has to be done with deadlines or whatever, how do you know? What is up, Yoshis? My name is Beth and I run Steadfast, Ascent, and I've gotta be honest, this video today isn't necessarily so much for you as it is for me. So dear future Beth, music matters a lot to you. And so I don't want you to get hung up on thinking to yourself any of the myriad of thoughts that you often think. Oh, this isn't creative enough. Oh, I'm gonna get a copyright strike. Oh, the haters are too much. Oh, there is already so much trash music on the internet. Why should I add my terrible addition to it again? Come on, I know you think those things. Stop. You're gonna have to publish it at some point. Now I realize that the internet may not be the best place to share your music. You know, I get it. I know you can't afford a copyright strike. I mean, like, if someone who actually has money and lawyers decided that you had infringed on their creativity, like, yes, I know, you would be screwed. And I know you're kinda sensitive. And I know that you think that that dislike or a bad comment is maybe the end of the world. But here's the reality. You lost like 100 songs, like 7 years worth of music because you didn't want to share it with anyone. And your backup failed. And so, yeah, that's just gone, man. We don't want that happening again. So you're gonna be okay. The haters can hate. The copyright strikes probably aren't gonna hit you. And if they do, it's gonna be okay. The point is not for you to like have everything figured out and like do the things. The point is for you to stop making excuses, keep making music, and in order to have the music in the future, publish it on the internet. I realize that this may not apply to you, but there is a reality that like once a song is published and once a song is shared, then you kind of lose the right to keep working on it. And you, I know, can just sit there and you can say to yourself, oh, this isn't done yet, it's not ready, I'm just gonna keep working on it and leave it in, you know, the draft mode. No, you need to share it. You need to get it out there. At some point, it's gotta be done. And if that some point has to be when you publish it, well, then get to a point where you're proud of it and publish the dang thing. You can always re-release like new versions, like you're gonna be fine, like just publish it. As for the argument that your music is too trashy to listen to and no one is going to want to listen to it, well, for one, who cares? But for two, you're creating a record of your progress. I mean, you know your favorite musicians on YouTube have their oldest songs still available. Adrian von Ziegler? Oh my gosh, like his stuff, he's got like stuff that's like 15, 20 years old now, still, like his very first stuff. And then you listen to the stuff he's making now and it's so good now. That record is not going to be possible if you do not create and if you do not share this music. Now I realize that like in 20 years you're gonna listen back to your music and cringe, but also in 20 years you're gonna listen back to your music and be like, wow, like I made this and this was a stepping stone on the way to the stuff that I make now. It's really fine. And you know what? As much as you enjoy seeing someone else's progress, someone else is gonna enjoy seeing your progress. We hope. We can't guarantee it, of course, I know, but that's the hope. And that's why I'm making this for you. I mean, here's the thing, like why would you make music and not share it? Like, because music isn't about, especially for you, I know music isn't about like the fame or the glory or all of the things. Like music is about having an expression, and if you have an expression, then maybe someone else will relate to that expression. You love making music because you love making stuff. The making of the thing makes you feel good inside. And so again with the whole record, like maybe you're not proud of every single piece you've ever made, maybe you don't need to publish every single piece you've ever made, but really, if you're done writing the song, you should share it. And there are two last thoughts that I know go on in your head, and I need to talk them out. First one, your pride, it's bogus. You may like try to convince yourself, oh, I should publish this song because it's gonna be like so impactful and I'm gonna change the face of me. You and I both know that's probably not gonna happen. And that's okay. On the flip side, just because you're not gonna change the face of music and like the world is not gonna be changed because of like the song that you wrote, insecurity is bogus too. You're not making music for this purpose. The purpose you are making music for demands that you share it, even if you're like insecure about it, or even if you're like proud of it. Both pride and insecurity, they're bogus. It doesn't matter. That's not why you are or aren't sharing your music, and that's not why you should or shouldn't share your music. You need to do it. If only to satisfy the dreams of the 13-year-old version of you who always wanted to write music, man. You've already lost half of what she made, so like, do yourself a favor and don't lose the second half. The better half, honestly. So to answer the question of this video, when should I put my music on the internet? Well, I mean, for you, the answer is now. Now, whether you do that for free or whether you pay to do that, like, I don't care. But the answer is that you should be sharing your music, and the cloud is a little bit more secure than your backups, because your backups failed. But YouTube's backups, I don't think are gonna fail. I just have this feeling, and that is why you need to share it, please. Okay, so for the rest of you who are still watching, I'd like to challenge you to share something that you've made. Now, whether that's music or whether that's a doodle or, I mean, and it doesn't have to be world-changing or earth-shattering because creativity almost demands sharing. And we don't create art for the purpose of an audience, but if no audience is going to consume our art, then we're actually missing out on a huge part of creativity and of creation, which is the joy of coming together over something creative, over something artistic. Whatever you've made may not change the world, and it may not intrinsically be valuable in and of itself, but it is created. You made it, and it's the you part of it that makes it so important and makes me want to see what you have made. And if you're watching this because you have music out there and you're like, I'm a beginner, I've just started making music, my recordings sound trash, I would encourage you to put it on the internet anyways, or at least share it with someone. Thanks for watching.